Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor and I'm about to undergo my toughest challenge yet. I'm going to fish the Staffs Worcestershire Canal and I'm heading for sections that are not known carp venues at all. In fact, you'll never see a carp fisherman on the places that I'm going to fish in this particular blog. But there's one way of finding out whether there are fish in there, and that's to get down on the bank, get the rods out and give it a go. Here I am, first light or just after. I've still got the tail end of the dawn chorus. It's great at this time of the year, isn't it, to hear the birds. I'm not bothering with a pod, travelling quite light this morning as far as carp fishing is concerned. So I've just got the rods resting on the unhooking mat. And this is a part of the canal, it's a good walk actually, but this is a part of the canal where you never see other anglers, or should I say, over the years, very rarely do you see other anglers, and more often than not, people with a spinning rod passing through. You can tell from the vegetation, totally unbroken as it grows alongside the canal itself. Anyway, that's the sort of thing that I like. Up for a challenge, definitely. This is my third session, and as always I'm watching the rods while I talk, not wasting any time. Get down here at first light, get the bait out, get the rods out, sit back and wait for that elusive carp to take the bait. They say that the early bird catches the worm. Well, this is the third session that I've also set the alarm clock for at 3 AM. Dedication is an important factor in successful angling, and certainly the type of fishing that I'm doing this week. Session number 4, I've got the tail end of the dawn chorus. I was up again at 3 AM this morning. When you go to bed after midnight, like I usually do, it can be a bit of a struggle, especially in those first few moments when the alarm actually does go off. But then of course, as you wake up, you come into the land of the living, you know where you're going, i.e. fishing, and you soon get back on track, don't you? And it's always a pleasure, especially in these lovely summer mornings. Got the place to myself. I haven't seen a living soul yet other than animals and various other creatures badger past the road or pass over the road on the way down. Fantastic. But what I want, of course, in terms of creatures, is a carp on the bank. But I did say at the start of the video that it was going to be a challenge this week, and I'm certainly up for it, and I'm going to persevere until I get one. Well, I've caught my first fish of the week, not a carp, but at least I'm not a blanker. Fish number 2, not my target species, it's another chub. I'm back again, doing a lot of sessions this week, aren't I? I'm in a different spot, and I've worked out that if there are carp in this particular section, and if is the big word, if there are carp here, then I figure they'll head in towards the loch. It's a wider area, stone structure, the woodwork of course, they'll come here to feed, especially as it gets dark. That's the plan. I'm doing a 2-hour session. I haven't even got a pod or anything, as I've been fishing so far this week, resting the rods on the unhooking mat. I've got the rods out. Within 5 minutes, I had a little bit of a run, hooked into it. What was it? Well, it wasn't a carp, it was a chub, but at least I'm not a blanker, and my theory works, because obviously where there's chub, there'll be carp. Well, that's the plan. Anyway, I've just caught a second chub, quite a nice one. Let's get back a little bit so it fits the screen. I thought it might have been a carp at first, rod pulled round, but no, it was a chub. Fish number 3, but also chub number 3. The first one didn't make the camera, it escaped out the net. I've actually got a hole in it, and I thought the hole was smaller than the fish, but it got out. This one didn't. Like a boomerang, I'm back. I had just a couple of hours, as I said in the previous session. I caught 6 chub, and actually I had them all on the same rod. Now that's important to bear that in mind, because both rods were only yards apart. So as an angler, you need to work out why. You need to work out what's happening beneath the surface of the water, the various features, why that particular rod outfished the other. Anyway, I'll write a little bit about that in the blog, but for now, I've had a chub to kick off the evening with, so I'm not a blanker. Of course, what I'm really after though is that carp. Another one bites the dust. I've even had the luxury of a hook pull as well, but no carp. But bear in mind, you can only catch what's in front of you. I caught more fish on that last session. I'm back. Another chub fest. I'm continuing to be plagued, if I can use that word in inverted commas, by these particular fish. I said it was a tough challenge. Can you believe I did 14 sessions and I didn't catch a single carp? I had bream and I had lots of chub, including some really good fish. So nothing wrong with my bait, my rig, my presentation, but you can only catch what's in front of you. I certainly enjoyed the challenge though, just being out there and catching fish, even if, and by the way, I know a parrot has just landed on my shoulder. This is my parrot Stormy. Hello Stormy. And I've lost my track, but I don't want to stop the video because it's a nice clip, isn't it? Parrot landing on your shoulder. And there's no such thing as failure as far as I'm concerned in angling. I enjoyed it. It was great to be out there. I love the great outdoors, and I still caught fish, even if they weren't my target species. But to round the week off, I wanted to catch a carp, to round the video off, should I say, because it did stretch over a period of a number of weeks. I was out with my friend John Barrett. He's a fellow minister, and we did some filming, and I caught a carp and a couple of decent chub. I'll write about that in the written blog, and of course the website address is up there on the screen right now. Out and about yourself, as always, tight lines from me and Stormy.